what is up, Crowley? This is Matt. If this is your first time visiting my channel, I'm a real estate agent here in Burleson actually, but I do quite a bit of business in Crowley. And so I've been doing these market updates for the past few months for Burleson, but I figure since I live right on the Burleson-Crowley city limits and I do business there in Crowley, I figured y'all might appreciate some of this information for y'all's specific market. So I'm going to go over some of the stats that the MLS shares with us. I'm going to share that information with y'all, kind of give y'all an insight of what's going on in the Crowley market. And if y'all have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments below. I'll try to remember to put my phone number up on the screen. You can call or text me there. That's my cell phone. Email address should be in the description below as well, along with a calendar link for scheduling a time with me, if that's better for you. So anyways, guys, let's jump right into it. We're looking at the median sales price for Crowley. This is going to be for existing homes only. I've pulled out new construction. And so median sales price, we're at $290. That's down 8% year over year. If we go back to April of last year, we were at $315. We're down to $290. Let's take a look here at days on market. Days on market is down 26, or down to 26 rather. That's down 35% year over year. Let's take a look at month supply. This is typically a good indicator of whether it's a buyer's or seller's market. We are at 4 months worth of supply. That's up 66% year over year. Typically they say when we hit 6 months worth of supply, that's when it becomes a buyer's market. So this number would indicate we are still in a seller's market. Number of homes for sale, we've got 97. That's up 60% year over year. If we go to new listings, we're at 47. That's up about 5% year over year. Pending sales, we are at 27. That's down 25% year over year. Closed sales, we are up 10% year over year, sitting at 31. Shows to pending. So I'm going to go over shows to pending and shows per listing and kind of explain what those are. Shows to pending is typically how many showings a property gets before it goes under contract, before an offer is submitted and accepted. And so we are at 8.5. That is up 112% year over year. You can see there's some pretty wild cycles here. But if we look at April, we're at 4. So this probably just means we've got more buyers shopping around more and being patient before they submit an offer. And then shows per listing, this kind of shows us the overall market activity, how many people are actually getting out and looking at homes regardless of whether it goes under contract or not. That is down 35% year over year. We're at 3.8. So guys, that's the stats. I'll tell you kind of what I'm seeing in the market right now. Things are just slow. They're just slow. Sellers, let's look at days on market here. Down 35%. But I think a lot of people remember this time back here where it was 4 days on market, 5 days on market, 6, 5, 6, 7. We are just not in that market anymore. In fact, you can see it really shot up here in February 2023. And I think now we're kind of back to a normal market. In fact, I'd probably even say that 30 to 45 days is more normal. Crowley is a bit smaller, so these numbers can be a little bit exaggerated depending on what's going on. That's again why I try to stick to median to exclude those outliers. Percent of original price, sometimes I look at this. This just shows you based on what the, shrink this back down to 3 years, based on what the home was sold for versus, what the home was sold for, listed for versus what it was sold for. So homes typically sold for 97.1% of what they originally listed it for. So anyways, guys, if y'all have any questions about maybe some of this data, or maybe there's some data I didn't go over that you're interested in, feel free to reach out to me. I live, like I said, right on the Burleson-Crowley line, so if you're in Crowley and you're looking for someone local that knows the market, knows what's going on, I've actually already worked with 2 buyers in Crowley. And hopefully another one here pretty soon. feel free to reach out to me. I would love to help you out in any way I can, whether it's give you some more insights. If you're a seller trying to anticipate what you need to do to get the most for your home when you go to sell it, or if you're a buyer and you're needing some help with financing, I've got a great lender. Or if you want an agent who knows this market and knows how to get you a good deal, the last 2 deals I did in Crowley, we managed to get a pretty significant discount on them. So reach out to me, guys. I'd love to help you out with whatever you need, and hope you all have a good day.